This is Nick Fair with Eufaula Area Arts, and I have here
Rich Davis.
Rich Davis. And what got you into doing your type of art that you do? Have you been doing it your whole life, or?
Actually, when I was a kid, I used to take the Sunday comics page and lay it on the floor.
Oh.
And that was how I learned to draw and do art. Was I just tried to copy the cartoons.
So what's your favorite comic?
Back then, I'd have said Beetle Bailey.
Beetle Bailey?
Yeah.
And what is it now?
Definitely Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been a teacher, and what got you to be, or to want to be a teacher?
Been a teacher, well, I guess I started back when I was working greeting cards, doing greeting cards. I did that as a full-time job. My son started elementary school, and so when they were in kindergarten, we were going in for the first day. I just had this idea. I wanted to see how they interacted with, their friends, and so I asked the teacher, hey, if I came in here once a week and drew with the kids for 30 minutes during my lunchtime, would you let me do it? She was like, sure. So when I started doing it, I started for that reason, but it worked into a different one. What actually happened was kids were, I was noticing about third grade that they were kind of backing out of the creative pool and saying, that guy's the artist. And that became their excuse to not have to do it anymore. But in reality, they all started in kindergarten and first grade absolutely loving it. Like every person, they love to draw. The creative experience to them was just fabulous. So I was like, why is that happening? And how can I help that not to happen?
So if 100 years from now, what would your legacy be, if anything to do with art? What would you want it to be?
Pick and draw.
Pick and draw.
Well, pick and draw is a game that gives people pieces, and they get to choose which pieces they use, and then they get to choose how they want to design them. And the pieces are all simple enough that anybody can do them. So it really sets up that creative part of people like Joanne. See, they can do it, and it's fun. You saw how much fun she was having doing it. It's interactive, so it brings people together and it brings out creativity. So that's, to me, is a win-win. That's what I want.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, yeah, there is. Actually, in my life, I've almost died twice. Once I had a stroke and was paralyzed completely, and the other time I was had a really strange disease that they didn't know what it was. I was dying over a 7-year period of time, and my creativity shot up like a rocket, my skill and everything, because it was about the only thing I could do. I was in so much pain. But I found that creativity actually was like a pain medication for me. And so I've taken my games into like St. Jude's and with the kids that are in hospitals and places that are hurting and seeing the same thing. So I think there's something really good there. I'm still exploring that. But I feel like God was the reason that I got healed, and He's the reason that game came along. And I feel like there's something really good that's He wants me to do with it. So I'm kind of on the adventure finding out what that means.
Well, thank you very much.